All right, we got something a little bit different today. We have got just a 991.1S with a non-sport exhaust system, and we are going to install the AWE switch path system. I've done a couple different exhausts on the non-turbo, non-GT cars, and everybody loves this system. I've done 3 or 4 of them. It's the closest thing to making a one of the regular cars sound like almost like a GT3 as I've been able to get on anything. So I always recommend these. And then I don't know how you can't be excited about a company that gives you a blow pop with a cutout in the foam. You know that's legit. So we're gonna get this thing installed, and then we'll get a sound file. You guys can hear what it sounds like afterwards. So we can see there's gonna be some nice weight savings here. Also with removing the entire rear muffler versus just having the pipe back there. I didn't bring my food scale today to measure this, but I'd say it's probably 20 pounds. I think it tells you on AWE's website how much you knock off the end of the car, the back of the car. So obviously, we're always trying to balance out that engine hanging off the back over the rear axle. So any weight, additional weight we can get off of that area helps balance out our, the 50-50, or we don't have 50-50, but the front to rear weight balance. And we got our completed install of the AWE switch path exhaust. So we can see in here. Whoop. So eliminate the rear muffler. Got the crossover pipe. Still got valves. We got vacuum control, and I'm going to install a sport button in the center console so he has full control over the sport exhaust. So instead of the engine control or the DME controlling it, he'll be able to activate it from the inside of the car. So a little secret for anybody that's riding around in somebody else's Porsche or looking at Porsche's sports cars. The further down the options checklist they went, the more money they spent, the fewer of these that are block-offs. So they did a decent job on this one. We got Sport Plus, PASM. All of them have traction control. All of them have auto start stop and the rear spoiler. But you can see on our little rebuild kit here that it comes with everything that was available on this car as an option. And we've got the button assembly, and then we have the replacement pieces here. So in reality, underneath every one of these, there's the ability to make another button operational. So we're gonna go ahead and swap this one out with a new one anyways. Just this car's getting old and he paid for this, so we're definitely gonna give him an entirely new assembly. Somebody that's trying to get away on the cheap side, if you can find, I hold on to these buttons, the ones that aren't used, but literally all you need is the little push button. You can even get one out of a used, like a control or a button module. All you need is that button, and then you just need to code it. I can code these buttons to do all kinds of different things. I can make the auto start stop button turn into the exhaust button. So we can move the coding around on all these buttons. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna rebuild this new unit, match it up with this one, and then give him the sport exhaust button so that he has full control. So we'll walk through the rebuild, or the build. So the little fiber optic, whenever you hit this button and it lights up, I have to install those. So every one of them that has a button that's functioning, we have to drop one of these little, I don't know what it's called. It's the thing that transfers the light up to the top, so like fiber optic. I'm not very intelligent, so we just have to run with it. And there's left side and right side. So I've got left side out, and I'm gonna have to open up the right side to be able to use that. So we can see this is the original one, this is our new one. So we're gonna install the exhaust button in this hole, and you can see it literally just pops in. It's these little flimsy plastic ears. So I didn't put enough. I'm gonna have to go in there and fix this. Oh, I got this one out of the wrong. I got this one out of place. So I'm gonna have to move this one up, pop it in. I got it crooked, and then I need to add one more of the little fiber optic pieces so that we can pop in the exhaust button. So perfect performance. Brandon was not very perfect. And like I was saying, you can see, so this is the block off plate. I've already installed a couple here, but everything is under the block off plate. So if you've got one of these and you want to add something, you can just pop the block off plate out. You just need to get the button and then you can just install the button, and then it just has to be coded. So all we gotta do is just, and that's officially now not a button. And now for our final piece of flare, our 15th piece of flare, the minimum amount of flare. They give us these giant silver fuses. So that literally just drops in. And that's what's there to make it look pretty. And then we'll just plug this back in, pop this back into the hole, and then I will coat it with the PVIS, and we will get this button functioning. Also, so I can hopefully avoid DMs and messages in the comment section, I cannot get these buttons through Porsche individually. You have to get this entire little rebuild kit every single time. That's why I hold on to these, or I hold on to those buttons. If it's something that we can, just take care of one button, or they want to do something like that or repair it, we have it, but there is no way that we are able to get anything besides this entire kit. That's the Porsche way, so we're not ripping you off. That's just how it works. So we can see on our trusty old PVIS, we got right button number 3, which is where we located the sport exhaust. For some reason, it's decided it's the start stop, but all we got to do is go into our drop down menu. We can go to sport exhaust, we write it, and now button number 3 is our sport exhaust system. But now I'm going to have to go out and see what it's decided that button number 2 was, because button number 2 is supposed to be auto start stop. So I'm going to have to go through and clean up these buttons, make sure it's correct on all of them. All right, now we can see, but we really probably can't hear in the video, we got full control over our exhaust on a car with a non-PSC exhaust. So when I tell it it's got sport now, it goes into open mode, sport plus, open mode. So with it finished, what I tell my clients is any 9X6, 9X7, 9X1 pre-turbo non-GT cars and non-turbo cars, if you're going to do an exhaust on them, don't expect to really notice a horsepower gain. It's more for the sound and the feel of the car. It kind of gives you that oral, acceleration feel. I tell people don't expect to put an exhaust on and get in your car and all of a sudden, you picked up. They'll quote 10, 20 horsepower, but in reality, I can never feel it at all. So don't do it because you think you're getting power out of it. Do it because you like the sound and want to be able to hear it. These aren't Hondas. You put an exhaust on a Honda and you pick up 30, 40 wheel horsepower. These are just Porsche. So. The left lane is for high-speed traffic and passing only.